Hello there. I'm Scotty. You're not. Here we are. Here we go. Here we go. So, I'm here to talk about Godzilla X Kong, the new Empire, Godzilla and Kong, Godzilla Kong, Kong, Godzilla, Kong Underground versus another Kong, and Godzilla's there as well. And a mystery kaiju. Yeah, by the way, I'll be referring to the Titans as kaiju. Screw that, okay? Titans, my ass, they're kaiju, alright? I know. So, I don't know if you guys know, I think I tried to do a trailer reaction to this and it didn't work out or something, but when the trailers came out, I was not enthused. So, after Godzilla vs. Kong came out, and people were like, okay, that was good. I didn't think it was better than King of the Monsters because there was more focus on Kong, which is my big problem with the MonsterVerse. They're leaning more towards Kong instead of Godzilla. And, well, it seems like Adam Wingard, the director of this on Godzilla vs. Kong, kind of agrees with me and some other fans that are out there that want more focus on Godzilla because he's the king of frickin' monsters and, you know, he should be the focus of these movies. And Adam Wingard did say that if he came back for another movie, he would want to focus on Godzilla. And wouldn't you know it, he's not coming back for the next movie. They've already brought in a new director. Now, supposedly, it's for scheduling conflicts. But, you know, they say that. But do they actually mean it? I also want to point out that this cover sucks. I like the ones that the theatrical posters stuff. This is kind of meh. Like the color in the background, I don't know. Just a dusty color, I don't know. So the story here is that there are strange signals being sent out, and it's causing Godzilla to try to power up, and Kong is freaking out. And the little girl that can speak to Kong is freaking out. Kong seems to find hidden species of his kind, even though they're all supposed to be extinct, which leads to the humans to find hidden species of the little girl's kind, which is also supposed to be extinct. Kind of retconning stuff, aren't we? There, Warner Brothers. Yeah. And now this new kaiju gorilla thing that's just a carbon copy of Kong, but with a bald head and is like red, is gonna cause a war with his own personal kaiju, Shimo, a kaiju which should have been hidden but was made as a toy, because we gotta sell toys. Yes, this kaiju was ruined by the toy companies, because toy companies gotta sell toys and they don't give a shit about spoiling stuff in movies, which is hence why time travel suits for Avengers Endgame were spoiled by the toys. Yes, sirree. It's why Black Flash was spoiled in the Flash movie. Yes, sir. Because toy companies don't care. They want to sell their toys. That's all they care about. They don't care about spoiling the movies. No, just buy our shit. Buy our shit. Buy our shit. So Shimo was spoiled. The other kaiju, well, there's actually another kaiju called Tiamat, that Godzilla fights with to become fuchsia pink Godzilla, magenta lizard man. Magenta lizard man. It's not a man. Magenta lizard. That is kind of surprised, but you know. But yeah, that is my problem. This is the second MonsterVerse movie in a row where the villain is just a carbon copy of kaiju. Like in the last one, it was Mechagodzilla. Yeah, that was the real villain. They fight each other, but Mechagodzilla was the real villain. That's a metal version of Godzilla. Here, We get another gorilla. Ooh, ooh. Yeah. I will say, though, like I said, the trailers didn't wow me because I was like, really? Because at first, when they said a new Godzilla Kong movie was coming, said it was going to be called Son of Kong. And I'm like, no. No, we've already had too much focus on Kong. Can we put him to rest? Can we put him to the side and put Godzilla to the forefront? And then the trailer came out, and no surprise here. It was all about Kong. Oh, and Godzilla is also there. Yeah, Godzilla is I guess he's more in this than the henchman in Quantum of Solace. You know, that one that's also there keeps showing up, but Elvis. Yeah, the henchman Elvis, who is also there because he keeps popping up and he's just in the background. Godzilla is more involved in that than Elvis was in that movie, but I don't know. It just feels like that's what they want the movies to be, is Kong featuring Godzilla, when it should be Godzilla and Kong is also there. Godzilla needs to be the lead, damn it. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, so like I said, we follow Maya. No, not Maya. What the hell's her name? Rebecca Gayheart. No. Rebecca Hall's character, who was in the last film, as she tries. So she has a kind of good story of she's trying to connect with this little girl who doesn't talk, who sign language. She's making these pictures because she's getting like some kind of telepathy from her people who are underground that she doesn't know is there. And so they go into the Hollow Earth. Also bringing Brian Tyree Henry and Dan Stevens with. Now, they introduced Dan Stevens' character is a pretty cool character. I liked him in this. And it's the second collaboration with Adam Wingard after The Guest, which everybody praises and I thought was good. But I guess I was a little overhyped with that movie, but it's still a good movie. If you can find it, check it out. It's a good movie. Everybody was overhyping. Oh, it's a fantastic film, one of the best. It's a definition of that. Well, it's all right, like, you know, it's. But you can say that about this movie too. But Dan Stevens is like the veterinarian of the kaiju. Again, not saying Titans, the kaiju, and he basically plays dentist as he takes out Kong's tooth, which, by the way, is in this picture, even though he doesn't have it. What? They didn't even try to continuity that in these pictures. I don't know. And then, because he knows Rebecca Hall, apparently, and he just comes down with them. It's like the soundtrack. I don't remember any of the songs, really, but there's some decent songs. It reminded me a lot of Kong Skull Island with the music that played in the background. You know? But, yeah. So, like I said, Godzilla senses something's going on, so he attacks a power plant to power up, and then goes under the sea to fight Tiamat and take its energy to become Magenta Godzilla. So it's stronger. He's gearing up for something. They make a big stink about how Kong's got to stay underground and Godzilla's got to stay up top because that's their territory and neither of them can cross, or they'll fight again like in the last one. Did we just forget that Kong has been on the surface since before World War fucking II? On Skull Island. Did we just forget that little fact that he's been on the surface for decades before Godzilla vs. Kong happened? And now that Kong went back into the Middle Earth. No, not Middle Earth. That's Lord of the Rings. Or is it called Middle Earth? What's it called? Hollow Earth. There it is. I think I was calling it Middle Earth earlier too. In the Hollow Earth, now he has to stay there. Can't go back up anymore. Even though you know. And I never got the idea of Hollow Earth. It's the same. It's basically the same as Skull Island. So I don't get the point of it. Basically the same. He's fighting these creatures that are very similar to those. The movie starts with him fighting creatures, little, you know. And then at one point he fights this giant snake thing, which is similar to something he fought, that weird thing he fought in Kong Skull Island. You know, but I do like the beginning of this. He's fighting this thing. This creature's blow up. He's green. I'm like, why is he green? And oh, blood. Okay. Yeah. So Kong starts to search. Kong ends up on the surface because of his tooth, and that lets him go back down. And they say this too, like, we haven't been able to get contact with Monarch Post 1, and I'm like, well, they're dead. Sure enough, they get down there, everybody's dead. Turns out the Scar King, which is the name of our villain, has caused this attack on them. Strangely enough, there is no ice, because we find out that Shimo is this ice kaiju that Scar King can control because he has this special crystal. And in fact, Scar King and Shimo are the cause of the first ice age. Because we have to add that to the mythology of the kaiju in this movie. Yeah, sure, okay. So, what I do like is there are several scenes where we're just following like Kong doing whatever. He finds the little one, which is called Suko, or Suko, but never called that in the movie. In fact, specifically they call it Mini Kong. At one point, the subtitles say Mini Kong grunts or whatever. I don't know. Apparently it's called Suko. This makes me think of the last Airbender with Zuko. Danny Zuko, Grease. You know how it is, fucking and rolling and whatnot. I hate that scene. Why am I quoting that? Anyway. I hate that scene. That dude. Act like a dick in front of your friends and they are so cool. Anyway, yeah, there are several scenes where it's just Kong. Like, there's a fight scene between Kong and Scar King where it's just them fighting and going back and forth. I wish, and I know this would be kind of cheesy, but if we can have Japanese Godzilla movies with subtitles, then why can't we have subtitles for the gorilla, like for the kaiju? Like, when the little girl is talking to her people, they put subtitles up. Or talking to Rebecca Hall, they put subtitles up. And I also like Brian Tyree Henry in this, although he doesn't really have a point to be there. He just wants to go to Hollow Earth. That's why he adds nothing to this, but a few comic relief moments, which Dan Stevens also adds, but Dan Stevens is also cool, and he's the one that comes up with this super metal fist thingy for Kong, because Shimo frostbites his hand, which we all knew something was that. They showed it in the trailer. So here's the surprise, okay? So, they reveal that there's a destiny for the little girl to summon Mothra. And I went, Mothra's dead. Now, I know from the classic Godzilla movies, or Mothra movies, that when Mothra dies, they usually leave an egg behind. I don't remember that in Godzilla King of the Monsters. It's been a few years since I've seen it, but I don't remember that. But something that she does, and she tells Kong that they're going to need more help. So he goes to the surface to get Godzilla, who already knows about the danger, but whatever. Yeah, and to kind of spread the runtime out, they start fighting because, as mentioned before, Kong is invading Godzilla's territory. And so they have a fight which destroys the goddamn pyramids. Those are irreplaceable, you jackasses. But yeah, they fight, destroy the pyramids. Then Mothra shows up and says, "Hey, knock it off." Well, she doesn't speak, but it's basically what she's saying. She plays mom to these two. Hey, knock it off. There's a bigger threat. So they go back down. Dan Stevens recruits these creatures that they see on the way in there that they can electrocute you. And I'm like, okay, that's going to come back. And it does. Now, I couldn't find my Mothra. Hold on. Oh, I used to have it. I don't think it's back here. I don't know what happened to my Mothra. I looked every possible place for it, and I just can't find it. I got Godzilla. I got the Kong not Funko, a NECA. So I can't find Mothra anywhere. I've looked. I tried. Not that I would have put it up there when it started. I would have mentioned her and then put it up there. But yeah. Oh, and another surprise. Mothra doesn't die here. What? That almost never happens. Mothra always seems to die. But she doesn't. I know that at least one of my theories was that Mothra shows up and that's how he becomes pink. But no, it was a different one. So a big battle ensues. Godzilla. Mothra is also there. Kong fighting these things. There's multiple little ones, and then they're fighting Scar King. And Shimo as well is fighting. But during the fight, Scar King loses the crystal that controls Shimo. And the little guy grabs it and smashes it, which frees her from his control. Yes, it's another female kaiju, even though Mothra is supposed to be the only fucking female one. Everything's got to be female nowadays, so there you go. They had to shoehorn another female kaiju in. But she's fine. She looks better in the movie than she does as the toy. Because, in the movie, CGI, you have little shades and shadows and stuff. But the toy is just plain white, and it looks kind of, meh. My nose itches a lot, I'm sorry. But yeah, and so then Shimo freezes Scar King, and then Kong picks him up and smashes him. Yes. And the little girl, so Rebecca Hall during this sees that she's with her people and thinks she's going to choose to go with her people, but she chooses to go with Rebecca Hall, because of course she will. And everybody celebrates, and Godzilla was like, yeah, he doesn't do the thing, but he, because they're blocking the thing, so that's none of the people can get back. Well, they can get back, but you know what I mean. And Kong and Zuko are going to, well, most specifically, Kong is going to lead his people. So, is he now King Kong because he defeated Scar King? Is he now officially King Kong? I don't know. This was good. I'm going to give it a pretty good. I still like Godzilla King of the Monsters better. This might be better than Godzilla vs. Kong. I don't know. But I'm basically eating my own foot now because I didn't think this was going to be good. I thought I was going to hate it because of most of the Kong stuff. And sometimes I was rolling my eyes, but it was a fun watch. What can I say? Alright, so keep a lookout for some reviews I'm going to do this weekend. I got to get groceries on Sunday because that's the only day it's not going to rain around here. It's been raining for the last few days. Didn't rain yesterday. It was raining today. And then it stopped and I thought, hey, I could go cash my check. No, there's construction work that's blocking. You can't go any. You can't walk. The pedestrians can't get anywhere. You have to be in a car to be able to cross this bridge over there. Piss me off. Yeah, I'm trying to do some last minute reviews before July, which I've got like a week. But look out for reviews for Neighbors and Kick-Ass, because I'm gonna do the sequels for Sequelathon. I've done some rearranging, moving around, and everything. This was supposed to be in there along with Ghostbusters: Frozen Empire, but I decided against them. Just doing whatever. You know. But yeah, I did enjoy this. You know, more than I thought I would. Yeah. So, what are your thoughts on Godzilla X Kong, the new Empire? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching. I'm Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one.